Two.
And welcome everyone to the Real Leaders Podcast with Keys from Keynote Speakers here at the Agents of Change Summit. I'm your host, Kevin Edwards. Joining me today is Jeff Jordan, the founder and president at Rescue Agency. Jeff, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So the Agents of Change Summit, maybe explain to our audience what everything about it and what excites you most about this year's agenda.
Sure. So we do work in public health, and we've been going to public health conferences with the government and with nonprofits for a long time. And something that we always saw that was missing was the real practical information for those that are on the ground trying to help people. A conference that was connecting the dots between social enterprise and the government and the nonprofits and the schools and everyone that's out there just trying to make people healthier. And so we put together Agents of Change really for the rebels, for the ones that want to innovate, that want to push forward, that want to build new bridges, that want to break silos within health behavior change. So anybody and everybody is here who is somehow touching the health of those in need within their community, whether it's social enterprise or folks that are coming from school districts, from states, from federal agencies, from nonprofits. I think 8 countries are here, so folks looking to cause change in all sorts of communities.
Is there a specific speaker or partner that's really blown you away about their impact and behavior change?
Yeah, so I think the interesting thing that we have here is we bridge the science of behavior change with the technology of behavior change. And so yesterday when we were talking about the science of behavior change, probably my favorite speaker was Dan Heath, the author of Switch and Made to Stick. And what he was really talking about was something that everyone in the room understood, which was that to cause big change, you got to cause change upstream. And I think that's something that social enterprise and social impact leaders also understand, which is that if you want to really have a product that causes significant change with populations in need, you have to get in with some of the infrastructure that affects them, whether that's getting your food in with an entire school district, or whether that's working with parks, or whether that's working with a city government, that the higher up you can go, the more people you can reach. And so he was connecting the dots for us on a lot of those items, which was really exciting for everybody.
Have you found here that everyone is kind of working in their own areas, but they're all targeted around one goal, and now they're coming together and kind of finding out, oh, hey, we're trying to work for the same thing?
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that happens in every single community. The way that the government works is that money is allocated to an issue, right? But people have a lot of things going on in their life. So you could be talking about one person that's doing 5, 10 different things that each have completely different departments, industries that are targeting them to try and change them. And so a lot of times what we find conversations here is about the actual people that we're trying to reach, and realizing that, hey, they might be using multiple substances that we're trying to reach. They may need nutrition help from both WIC and SNAP benefits at the same time. They may need all these different supports that don't talk to each other, mainly because of the way the government funds the work. And so it kind of takes us, those who are doing the work, to reconnect those silos so that we help people more effectively.
What is this idea about the whole person, and how do you define a whole person?
Yeah, so kind of, continuing onto that idea of the silos, is that when we have an issue in health, we often focus just on that issue. Like, let's just talk about diabetes, or let's just talk about substance use and addiction. But you could have someone who both has diabetes and has a substance problem, and also has this other problem and this other problem. And so instead of just looking at this one issue, what we're talking about is understanding our issues as real people and all the other things that are going around them. Are they low income? Are they in a dangerous neighborhood? Are they facing incarceration? Are they, do they have a family supports? Do they have a job? Do they have, what else is going on in their lives, so that when we put a solution together, whether that is a new piece of technology, a new app, a new tool, whether that's a service, whether that's just a message that we're trying to deliver to them, that we have considered what they're actually facing in their life besides the main issue that we're talking about.
Jeff, you seem to know more than the typical average American about behavior change and the psychology behind everything. What drives you, and what are you really trying to understand about the whole person?
Yeah, for me, I got into this space, we began our work with youth who were engaged in risky behaviors. And what initially motivated me the most was the idea that a youth could kind of make a mistake, which youth do, that could last a lifetime. That could become an addiction. That could become an accident. That could become something that just really, completely derails their life. And so our goal has been always to help youth grow up more healthy. And then as we've expanded to reach adults and seniors and people of all ages, it's been that same thing of realizing that a lot of people are affected by these complex systems that are hurting their health, and helping them rise above that and be able to live healthier lives and be happier. Because if you don't have health, there's not much else you can have.
Jeff, you seem to really exemplify what a lot of these leaders at this conference are suggesting, is that we can really take on a challenge that's going to impact tomorrow. We consider that a really good trait of leadership. So the last question to bring this full circle for you, Jeff, is what is your definition of a real leader?
I think a real leader is someone who looks past their own personal goal and makes sure that they're considering everything else that goal may affect or may require to change, right? So sometimes I want to achieve this one thing, but if I help those around me, if I raise all ships around me, I may be able to achieve it more successfully. So you can actually be a more successful leader by taking off the blinders and realizing what else is going on around you, and try and help some of those others that are trying to do something similar as you.
Well said. Well, Jeff, on behalf of Real Leaders, we just want to appreciate you letting us be here at the Agents of Change Summit today. For Jeffrey Jordan, I'm Kevin Edwards, asking you to go out there and always, folks, keep it real. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.